Okay, welcome yourself to practice today. Take a comfortable seat, nice and tall through the spine. Turn the gaze low or close the eyes. As usual, welcome yourself by bringing awareness to your breath. And bringing that awareness to breath, we tend to naturally start to even out the inhale and the exhale, as well as slow it down. Throughout practice, keep checking in with yourself by measuring the breath. We'll have the music with us from start to end today, using the rhythms, the sounds as a way of letting go. Worry less about the postures themselves and just how to flow with the music in your body. Lift the arms up to the sky, open the eyes, look up, reach, reach, reach. And then fold over your center and change to child's pose. Knees apart, toes together. Be active in your reach here. So pop up to fingertips, lift the forearms, elbows, upper arm bones to the sky. Keep the hollowing underneath the armpits and keep drawing more length from shoulders to the hips with each new exhale. Okay, come on up to all fours and into cat pose. Press down through the hands and knees, round the back, drop the head. Look towards your thighs or even try to look at your belly here to get that full round through the spine. And then change it. Drop the belly down, pull the chest through, eyes, tailbone towards the sky in cow pose. Do that a couple of times, back and forth, round the back. Cow pose, drop the belly, pull the chest through, eyes up, tailbone up. Find your pace with the breath, that flow between the postures. And then change to downward facing dog. Tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back. Pedal out your feet here. Shake out the head. Let the hips sway fully from one side to the other. Now find a bit of stillness in this downward facing dog. Actively press hands down and forward as you lift the hips high and press the heels down, but there's a staticness, a strength here in the stretch. Inhale, change again to plank pose. Lower flat down against the mat, reach your hands back behind you. Shalabhasana, locust pose, lift everything that you can up. Lower it down, press back to child's pose. Downward facing dog. Down dog twist, take your right hand to the left leg. Try to slide your hand down to the outer ankle and twist the torso through. A great option if that doesn't work for you is to be on your knees with the twist. Second side, place the right hand down, take the left hand to the outside of the right leg. Slide the hand down towards the outer ankle. If you're on your knees, is that thread of the needle, shoulder, ear, side of the face down. And then everybody unthread, left hand goes back down. Come forward to plank, lower down to the belly. This time, interlace the hands behind your back and lift up. Lower down, child's pose. Change again to downward facing dog. And now step your right foot forward into a low lunge. Lift the right hand high into a twisted or revolved lunge. Good, lower the right hand down, step back, down dog. Do it on the second side. Step the left foot forward into your low lunge. Left hand high, revolve. Step it all the way back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to plank pose. Lower flat down to your mat. Open hand or hands bound behind your back. Again, lift up, Shalabhasana. Release, press back, child's pose. So kind of finding the rhythm within this flow. Go back again to downward facing dog. Side plank now, balance on the left hand, outer edge of the left foot. Either stack the feet or step the right foot forward. Everyone take the right hand high. Just 2 breaths here. Can you go back into that low lunge shape? Step the right foot forward again into the low lunge with the right hand still high. And then back to downward facing dog. Right hand outer edge of the right foot. Stack the feet or step the left foot halfway up into your kickstand. Do try to keep your hips high. It'll help as we change from side plank into the low lunge. Now, left foot makes its way all the way next to the right hand. Left hand still high into that revolved low lunge shape. Good, step it back to downward dog. Inhale, come forward to plank. Lower flat down to the belly. This time, arms forward, superhero, lift it up. Lower down, press back to child's pose. Downward facing dog. Look forward now to your hands and make your way forward, a step, a jump, a walk. We'll get into our full sun salutations. Stand up, reach the arms to the sky. Hold on to your left wrist and reach over towards the right side. Try to lean your head and shoulders back a little bit. And then come across your center. Hold on to the second wrist, up and over. Nicely done. Come to the middle. Exhale, forward fold. Half lift. Start with the lunge. Right foot forward, left foot back. Come up to high lunge, arms to the sky right here. Stay with it. Breathe here. High lunge, arms up. Press as much weight into your right foot as you have in your left foot today. Play with that evening out. One more breath. Beautifully done. Hands down. Step through plank. Chaturanga, the low hover, and pull into your cobra or right into up dog. Downward facing dog. Second side, step the left foot forward to low lunge, get your stride. Feet at least hip distance apart, bring the torso up, arms to the sky. Balance sometimes takes a moment or two. That's why we're giving ourselves plenty of breaths here in this high lunge, establishing the position so that as we move through it a little quicker as we go through this hour, it'll be easier to find. Okay, hands down, step forward, both feet to the front of the mat. Half lift, forward fold. Stand up, reach the arms to the sky. Go right back down, forward fold. Half lift. This time, left foot starts forward, step your right foot back. Come up to the high lunge. And now add your twist, right elbow to the outside of the left thigh. Press the palms together, point the left elbow up to the sky. Untwist, set the hands down, plank pose, Chaturanga Dandasana. Pull through for your belly down back bend, cobra or up dog. Go to downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward in between the hands. Come upright. Find your high lunge shape first. Good, add the twist. Breathe with the music. See what the body wants, mind wants today. Let everything else go. Lovely, untwist, hands down, step forward. Half lift, forward fold. Stand, reach the arms high. We're going right back down. One more flow like this. Exhale, fold. Half lift. This time through plank. Take the flow first, down to the mat. Cobra, downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up into the air, three-legged dog. Keep the legs straight, straight, straight. Point your toes. Can you keep both hips turned down towards the mat, even if it means the leg isn't quite as high? Now pull the knee to the chest and hover forward, plank pose with knee to chest. Round the back a little bit. You've got this, stick with it. Make the arms as straight as possible. Push the weight into the thumb and first finger. Pull navel towards the spine, stay here for 3, 2, 1. Step the right foot all the way forward, come to your high lunge. Balance remembers where it needs to go. And right into warrior 3, weight goes into the front leg. Lift the left leg off the mat. Just like in your three-legged jog, try to keep both hips square to the mat, even if that means the left leg is a little lower to the ground, or a deeper bend in the right knee. We're dropping this back into a high lunge, left foot to the floor, bring the torso back upright, and back to the twist, left elbow to the outside of the right knee. This time to look down at your right foot and step both feet to the front of the mat in a twisted chair pose. Untwist, stand up, reach the arms high. This is good stuff. Let's keep it going. Exhale, forward fold. Half lift. Step back to plank. Lower flat down to your mat. Cobra or up dog to downward facing dog. Right away, we're going for the rest of it. Left leg high. Remember here, square the hips, make the bony hip points both face down towards the mat. Plank pose, pull the knee into the chest, hover forward. Options would be to use the front of your foot down on the mat for a little more support, or knee all the way down. If you can, hug it in, keep it held. And now step it through, left foot all the way through. High lunge. Okay, shoulders, hips, stay square like this. Go to warrior 3. Weight goes to the left leg. Lift the right leg as high as it'll go without opening the hips. That deeper bend in the standing leg can help keep the strain out of the hamstrings and low back. Change back to your high lunge. Weight evens out and go into the twist. Right elbow to the outside of the left thigh. Look down at your right foot, step forward. Twisted chair pose, Uttanasana. Untwist, stand tall, reach the arms high. Woo! Exhale, forward fold. Plank pose. Stabilize here in plank. Does it feel best for you with feet apart, feet together, toes or knees? Find where you can stay stable. We've got a hold here. Squeeze in the glutes, lengthen the tailbone, tone the abdomen. Look a little forward of the hands. Breath, finding the rhythm with the music. You've got this. And lower down, flat to the mat. Sphinx pose, another hold. Go to the forearms. Elbows right underneath the line of the shoulders. Lift the chest. A bit of a repose in between that stronger flow. Push down through the forearms. Look straight ahead. And then change to child's pose, push back. Come up to all fours and swing your right foot forward to the low lunge. Twisted monkey, turn the right toes out, the knee and the hip, and pull your left heel in towards your seat. This is a great starting and stopping point. Next would be more weight into the left hand, so your right hand can go to the thigh and look over your right shoulder. We do this pose a lot, but I always think it's important to break it down, see where we have different connections. Find the flow that feels the best to you, less suffering, easier to let go. Right hand can hold on to the left leg, left heel can come in closer to the seat perhaps. Head back, shoulders back. Where's the freedom in the pose today? Release here. Keep the right foot where it is and lift the left knee off of the ground. Heel toe the right foot a little more towards the long edge of your mat so that the whole body can turn now to the side for your side plank with that kickstand. From the kickstand side plank, try stacking the feet. You might have already done this today. Now can you just hold on, right hand to your right knee. Imagine that you're in that more plank pose, both hands down with knee into the chest. We're doing that from the side version here. Hang, hang, hang. And release, full plank. Lower down to the mat for cobra and child's pose. So we need some stability as we work through this sequence. Left foot forward, heel toe a little bit out to the side. Turn the toes, knees, hip out 30 degrees. You're into that twisted monkey shape first. Put more weight onto the right hand. Even here, you're really strengthening all the way up the arm. So shoulder feels good. Look over the left shoulder. Decide to go on or stay there. Left hand holds on to the back leg. I can notice I've got my right hand a little too far underneath me. I'm gonna just change it a little more out to the side, maybe give a little bend through the elbow to get the head of the right shoulder out of the way. So even as we work the static stretches, give yourself the room to change. Release the back foot. Lift the back knee. Okay, left hand goes high as you walk the left foot more out to the side. Turn to the outer edge of the right foot. So you're in that kickstand leg. Again, this is a great stopping spot. Try stacking the legs if that's working for you. Another option is bottom knee down, everyone. Try to hug the left knee up into the left hand. Hold on to it. Release, full plank pose. Lower down to the mat. Through your belly down, back bend. Push back, child's pose. Okay, downward facing dog. Don't think about it. Get to the front of the mat as quickly as you can. Step or a jump. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Stand up, reach to the sky. Exhale, fold. Work with your breath. Inhale, half lift. Right foot forward, step the left foot back, come up to your high lunge. Lots of start here in the high lunge today. This is our balance place to come in and out of eagle pose. Step the left foot all the way up and around for eagle legs. Drop the left elbow under the right for eagle arms. Give it a couple of breaths, let the bobbles happen. Find your center. Keep the arms, unwrap the legs, step the left foot back again to your high lunge. Lower the back knee to the ground. Open up the spine, little back bend here. Look towards your hands as the arms lift towards the ceiling. Unwrap everything, hands down to the mat, through plank. This time around, hold plank or do 1 or 2 push-ups. Downward facing dog. Step your left foot through. Come up to high lunge. Right here, make sure the feet are hip distance apart, not walking on a tightrope. Legs first, right foot wraps over the left. I should say right leg over the left. For eagle legs, eagle arms, right elbow under the left. Squeeze everything tight towards the midline. Think spine straight up and down. Use that steadiness to unwrap and step the right foot back into your lunge. Feet landing again, hip distance apart. Lower the right knee down to the mat. You can keep toes tucked or flat. What works for you? Try them both. Arrive at the one that gives you a little more ease, less suffering. Extension of the spine here, front body and the back bend. Unwrap the hands. Pick up the back knee. Now step forward, both feet to the front end of the mat. Half lift. Forward fold. Stand, reach both arms to the sky. You're going into Utkatasana. Bend the knees, sit into the thighs. Still that full spinal extension. Open through the front body. Relax the shoulders. Widen across the collarbone. Change, forward fold. Downward facing dog, step it all the way back. Wild thing is next, Kapha Makrasana. Let's take it from three-legged dog today. Lift your right leg up into the air, three-legged dog. Think side plank as you bend the knee and open the hip. Balance on the left hand, outer edge of the left foot. But drop the foot all the way back behind you. Keep rotating and turning through the hips and shoulders. You could sit it all the way down in between, especially if you're being more gentle in the shoulders. And then lift back up. Keep the right foot flat on the ground. Try to extend the left leg straight. If you had side plank with that hug of the right knee to the chest, imagine going through there to get back around. So you can hold on to the right knee, step it through, back to downward facing dog. Second side, lift the left leg up into the sky, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open the hip. As you open the hip, the body starts to rotate towards that side plank position. Left hand high, step the left foot behind you. Rotate and stay lifted or let the bottom sit down for a moment as the joints adjust. And then lift back. It's like a reverse table position. Try to keep your left foot flat and straighten the right leg. Come out of it with control, hugging that left hand and knee together. And then all the way around to downward facing dog. Look forward to your hands. Step or jump to the front end of the mat. Half lift. Forward fold. Stand, reach everything high. Palms together, center of the chest. Give yourself a little pause. We're going to put some of the flow from the beginning half of class now, all together, arriving at that wild thing pose. Knowing that you've taken it apart, easier perhaps to put back together. Enjoy the flow, breath, body, music all together. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. This time, start left foot forward, step your right foot back, and come up into your high lunge. Warrior 3. Back to your high lunge. Lower the right hand down to the mat, right knee down to the mat. Twisted monkey, you pull the right heel in, look over your left shoulder, hold on to your foot. Release the back foot, pick up the back knee. This changes to your side plank with the kickstand, your heel toe, until you can arrive at the outer edge of the right foot. Keep pressing down through the left. Can you pull the left knee up into your hand? With control, set it behind you. Revolve and twist. for Wild Thing pose. Wild Thing goes back into revolved lunge, so the left foot has to step through. We come up for high lunge. And eagle pose. Right leg wraps over. Right elbow wraps under. All of the things. Beautiful flow. Release the right leg, stand just as you are, lift the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Starting out a little different on this side. Inhale, half lift. Step back to plank. Chaturanga Dandasana. Cobra. And into downward dog. Step the right foot forward into your lunge. Come up to high lunge. Warrior 3, hinge forward, take the weight into the right leg. Lift the left leg, try to keep the hips, shoulders square. Go back to high lunge, set the left foot down, trade the weight even. And then the left hand can come down, left knee comes down as you walk the right foot out and into your twisted monkey. As you release the back leg, we're ready for our kickstand side plank. Left hand flat. Heel toe the right foot more to the side until you can revolve onto the outer edge of the foot. Remembering all the variations, find the way for you. Can you pull the right knee up into your right hand and then step it back behind you with care to change into Wild Thing. Cut them across in a hips and shoulders. We're both trying to face up to the sky in Wild Thing pose. Look down at your left hand and with grace, pull the right knee, right foot all the way through into your low lunge. That changes into your revolved lunge. Comes all the way back to high lunge. Eagle pose, left leg over the right. Left elbow under. Such good stuff. Release the left leg. Arms all the way up to the sky. Ha. Nice work. Let's keep doing it. Exhale, fold. Step back to plank pose. We're back into a static hold. Plank from toes or knees. You could also try down on the forearms. Where is doable for you? Return that attention to the long inhale, long exhale. And then lower it flat down to the belly and go for Sphinx pose. Forearms, again, elbows right under the shoulders. We're taking these pauses in between the big flows to stabilize. And then you can press all the way back to child's pose. Lift your torso so that you're sitting back on your heels. Great, nice, easy twist. Always my favorite. Just look over the right side. And look over the left side. Something about this seated twist always just resets in my brain. Okay, up next. We're coming all the way up to standing, just simply all the way up. Take a wide stance so that you're facing the long edge of your mat, either edge. Dial back our flow here for a moment and just get into singular postures. Arms out to the side, take triangle pose. Turn your right toes out, look out over the right fingertips. Reach as far as you can. And then right hand goes down to your leg or the floor, top arm to the sky. Next inhale, come on upright. Switch directions. Turn on your feet. Hinge. Left hand down, right hand up. More complicated things to come. Come on upright. So it's always nice to have a little reset. Confidence in things that we know so well. Warrior two. Turn the right toes back out. Bend the right knee. No instruction except for listen to what the body wants to do in warrior two. Well done, friends. Second side. Turn your toes 180 over to the other way. Deeply bend the front knee. Press straight through the back outer heel. Straighten both legs, turn the feet parallel to one another, wide-legged forward fold, Prasarita Padottanasana. Take the head down, hands down. Lean the weight forward enough in your toes that you feel a nice safe stretch through the back of the legs. Bring the hands to the waist, press down through the feet, come all the way upright. Heel toe the feet together, come back to the top edge of your yoga mat. A more complicated pose, but one that you know, revolve triangle pose. Keep the right foot forward, step your left foot back into your high lunge. Arms to the sky, we'll start from there. Y'all want to try it with the back heel lifted today? Straighten the right leg. It's a little different in balance and control. Make sure you're not locking out through this front knee if you need to keep it a little bit bent to get there. It's left hand down, right hand high. I do this sometimes. See the freedom, a little more ease in the twist. And then set the legs. Press through the back heel or straighten through the front leg. Come out of the twist, all the way upright. Switch, left foot forward, right foot back. Again, feet still as wide as the hips apart. Arms up to the sky, high lunge. We're going to keep the back heel lifted and set the arms, right hand to the outside of the left foot. You're like, whoa, that's a lot. Just keep it on the big toe side, no problem. And then can you straighten the front leg, press through the back heel, Left arm perhaps already high, or if not, take it up. If that top shoulder's giving you any trouble, hand can stay at the hip. Release out of your pose, come upright and step both feet to the front of the mat. Malasana, yogi squat. Have the feet outer hip distance apart. Turn the toes out a little bit. Bend the knees deeply. So your butt can go way back behind you as you're kind of inching your way down. And then try to drop the hips and butt down as you lift the chest high. Keep the feet as flat as possible. If the heels start to rise up, you can always just lift your seat higher. And then we're going to make this pose more complicated. Do come up halfway so your butt is a little higher than the line of your knees. Turn the feet back parallel to one another and thread your arms through the legs. Make your fingers face the same direction as your toes. My heel of the hand is way up here, but if I sit my legs onto the upper arm bones, I can get the heel of the hand down. Try it as much as you're willing. And then bring the feet off of the ground. An arm pressure pose. You've got to press the upper arms into the legs as the legs squeeze into the upper arms for that stabilizing balance. If you're up and have one ankle crossed, can you switch to the other ankle? And then this goes back to Malasana. Feet flat, hips down, chest lifted, hands to prayer position. Breathe in, breathe out, steady it here. Place the hands down, move again to downward facing dog. Pull the right knee in towards the chest and hover forward. We've done this already. Hover and hang. Fallen sage, shoot the leg towards the left side. Legs in an L shape, hips down, chest down. Looks like you're at the bottom of your push-up or bottom of chaturanga, but with the legs in an L. We're going to come back to this in a minute. You can do the exact same thing here, or try the arm balance with the leg propped up onto the forearm. Not the forearm, the upper arm bone. Lift the chest, go back to downward facing dog. Left knee into the chest, hover forward. I always like to know somewhat of the plan, how things are prepared, one thing and the next. But also, stay present. Scoop the left leg under. Fallen sage, lay it down. So even though you know the shape can evolve, right now you're here, exactly in fallen sage. Chest down, legs in the L, not worried about anything else. Unwind it all, go back to downward facing dog. And then one more time, pull the right knee into the chest, hover forward. This time, step on the right foot, almost like you're going to turn and do like a almost wild thing pose. But you're going to keep both hands down and hook the right thigh to the left arm. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Head down, feet up. Unwind yourself back to downward facing dog. Left knee into the chest. It shoots through, but step on that left foot. Start to turn the hips and lift the right hand, kind of like a sideways wild thing, but now wrap right arm to the underside of the left thigh. Give yourself the ability to play. Maybe it's head, hands down, but legs up. It's a nice way to find your way. And then extract everything downward facing dog. Child's pose. Be just as big in the soft inward pose as you were, and the energy, the concentration for the pose before, Kundanyasana. Okay, friends, nice work. Rise up to all fours. Lift the right leg up and back. Cow face legs. Cross the right knee to the outside of the left. Have enough room in between your feet that you can sit back. And lift the arms to the sky. Should be looking at your left thigh on top here. Take your right hand, so the opposite hand, and give yourself a pat on the back. And then the left hand can go from down the back, up the spine to try to make the fingertips touch together. Tendency is to want to fold in here and forward. Try to lean back. One thing I notice when I lean back is there's a little less ask in the rotation of that left shoulder, and that's a nice thing. Keep the legs, but unwrap your arms and come back to all fours. Identify your right leg, and then kick your right heel toward your butt. And take the same hand, so the right hand, up and around, and try to hold on to the foot for funky monkey. Release the hold and release the legs. Lift the left leg up and back. Cow face. The knee goes to the outside. Sit back. If you have a block handy and you need a little height, sit on that block. Otherwise, just let the right knee pop up a little higher. That can help as well. Both hands up. This time it should be left hand giving yourself a pat on the back. And that might be enough, right? So the right hand can hold on to the left elbow. I often stop there, but if you want that full bind in the work, rotator cuff has to go a little bit down and forward to let the hand crawl up the back. But we don't want to overdo that. So we're also thinking chest up, head up. Then release the hands, come back to all fours. Identify your left leg. It should be the one in back. Kick the heel towards your butt. So on regular old twisted monkey, it's like opposite arm and leg. For this one, since the legs are already twisted up, we need same hand as leg. So it's the left hand. And I always do this rainbow shape so that the rotation of the shoulder doesn't get caught down and forward. I want to lift up and back so that you get that open rotation. And if in the open rotation you don't catch your foot, don't worry about it too much. Keep the shoulder open. Hold on to your foot if it's accessible. Don't if it doesn't. And then we release, get ourselves out of this. And into one more downward facing dog stretch. Tuck the toes, lift the hips. Music's getting calmer. We know we're almost there, right? Come forward to plank pose. Lie down on your belly and then flip over onto your back. As you lie down on your back, set the soles of your feet to the mat. We did wild thing pose earlier. It was that big, expansive belly up back bend. We have the opportunity for one more here. What's nice about starting from here is the hips, shoulders, already face straight up to the sky, so there's no rotation extra needed. Start with bridge pose. Bend at the elbows, press down through the feet, shoulders, back of the head, lift the hips. Breathe with this one here. Let it feel good. Release yourself from a struggle. Do the pose in a way that feels great. Maybe it's turn the toes, knees out a little bit to create some more space. Walk the feet a little wider. Do this in a way that feels good. And then release the hips down, hands over the belly. Let the knees fold in to touch one another and just breathe for a moment. One of the ways that I think I tend to stay out of injury in my practice is this very progressive work. The thing before it has to feel good before I want to add anything else on. So if that bridge pose felt absolutely good and you want to reach for upward facing bow, that's next. If you want to stay in the sweet spot for bridge pose, you stay there, yeah? Okay, so either bridge pose or upward facing bow or wheel pose. For wheel, the hands go by the shoulders. It's kind of in a southpaw direction, right? You should be able to see your elbows and your peripheral vision. The beauty of these poses, one then the others, that they both start with bridge pose. So everybody lifts the hips up first. Okay, and then we can press into our hands, lift the head, go to the top of the head, refocus. And if you're going to head up, straight arms, press. We don't have a ton of pressing in our practice. In this direction, so it's always like surprising. And then everybody nice and slow with control, come on down. Let the hands go over belly again, knees fall in. Notice how you feel. Now pull the knees all the way into your chest and give it a squeeze. Take the hands out to a T shape. Let both knees fall over towards the right side in a supine twist. And let the knees go over to the other side. As you come back through your center, this is your chance to add in any last unwinding movement that you'd like. One more pose, a little flapping about. And from that unwinding, set yourself into your final pose, be it lying back in Shavasana on the ground or seated. Heck, you could stand too if you want. Point is that it's you, your choice. And as you come to that final relaxation position, again, awareness of breath. For some, meditation and contemplation are easier done in the actual movement of the practice. For some, it is movement and an effort to be here and find that moment of contemplation. The whole of it is mindfulness. Release and let go of what the expectations are, what should be happening, whether you're moving or whether you're in this silence. And not letting go, just be. Slowly take your time to come back to a seated position. We'll close this time of practice together so that we can all go out and do the good stuff on our own. Palms together, thumbs to your sternum. The way of bridging that is through the sound of Om. Feel free to sing along, listen, tune it out. Here we go. Breath out, breath in. Bow in great gratitude to yourself, each other, this practice. Namaste. All right, everybody, have a lovely Sunday.